doing this video, it's kind of like we've been talking about it as the, like in a way, like the first of a series that would start with that big picture, the speed of imagination, and then back to Earth, and here we are, these little tiny creatures, fluorescent creatures, and we're so sophisticated that we could actually have this discussion. I can actually share this with you, and you can respond back about it. And I don't see any other creature doing that, at least on our planet. And it's like, well, why do we have to blow it like we have in the past? We've had all these sophisticated civilizations that were really at the cutting edge of their sophistication and their knowledge and things like that. And then they utterly fail because they didn't pay any attention to their part of the life support system. The difference now is that it's a global thing. Like it can start in one place on the planet, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to stay there. Like one good example was the ozone layer. Like that was discovered accidentally. There were some scientists doing some other readings, and they just happened to throw that in, and it came up to be weird, or that they didn't anticipate it would be the way they were observing it, and that's how that whole thing happened. And so there's probably 10 things or more going on right now that we're not conscious of, that are not really good for the human future and not really good for the life on our planet. And I think the potential is that, well, we can reverse it. If I have become conscious enough to see this, and I'm not like this, the most intelligent person on the block, then anybody can, if they get past where that sort of microbial life that we were talking about earlier, which is so dominating that that's what drives them. Like I think that most people do what they do because they feel more secure doing it than not doing it. Because if they felt more secure doing something else, they would probably do something else. And so in a way, we're all a bunch of sort of neurotic creatures, meshing of neurosis, different, like there's a physical attraction, there's the intellectual attraction, there's just a vibe attraction, there's integrity attraction, there's all these different things, and we're trying to muddle through them. But in spite of that, we still can see, well, why shouldn't our descendants have the same opportunity? And why can't they have the same opportunity, in a world that isn't being poisoned by things every second? We know how to do it, and that's why I always bring up the concept of true cost pricing, because the reason our economy doesn't work now is because it isn't like a perfectly informed purchaser and a perfectly informed seller. The seller's more informed, but the purchaser isn't necessarily that informed. And in fact, we have a whole system where PR is used to sell things, to fit into making people feel more secure.